Kurt Wilhelm, and we are also hosted by
Dr. Tong Lee here. And we wanted to also mention our major sponsor, Arizona Laser and Skin. And without our sponsors, we wouldn't be doing the show.
Absolutely, we
So,
wouldn't.
Arizona Laser Skin has a website, is azmdlaser.com, and we offer free consultations. The phone number would be 480-598-9733. So we offer a lot of health-related consultation and also acupuncture from beauty to health, all included.
And I also have to share with you that beauty is a big word that can cover facials that you might get treatments on your skin, all the way through to full-blown cosmetic surgery. So whatever you need. But what I love about Arizona Laser and Skin is that they're always going to treat you holistically before they treat you in any other way. So you can always know. I will just say this: Dr. Lee saved me thousands and thousands of dollars by giving just some good, simple tips, and then I'm able to spend my money on the areas later in life that I actually need them for, rather than just coming in and ending up looking like Joan Rivers. So, nothing against you, Joan Rivers, but I tell you, we appreciate you allowing us to use her as an example. So, we're also joined by Merrel Stanton, who was able to use nutrition to beat her own cancer, and was able to get educated by those who also used nutrition to beat their cancer as well, and that skipped out on the chemotherapy. Now, we're not talking about cancer today. We are talking about high blood pressure, and for those of you who are just tuning in, and who also may have followed us over from last segment, Merrel was getting ready to share some very good recipes for those of you and us that would like to make sure our blood pressure is or becomes what we want it to be.
Thank you, Kurt.
You bet.
I also wanted to mention that I do offer a free consultation for the initial visit.
Oh, great.
And you can reach me at the number that Kurt had mentioned earlier in the program.
That number again, 480-628-8473. Go ahead.
Thank you. Making changes to your diet is not always easy. But one of the ways that we learned and that research has proven through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition is a technique that's called crowding out. And it's a very gradual process that has been proven to assist people in making permanent, long-lasting changes. Now, I want to back up just a moment and say that whatever you're eating now may not be the same next year or 5 years from now. Because one of the awarenesses that a health coach that's trained the way I am trained, is to look back, what were you eating when you were growing up? And what were you eating 5 years ago? And you will notice that there are many changes from the way you were eating when you were very young.
By choice or because of the genetic alteration?
Well, I think that the choices and the culture has changed, and we're very...
the fashion.
The fashion has changed, where we get our food from. So, and the whole food industry.
Absolutely. Juicing is in fashion now.
Juicing is in fashion.
I'm finding that
Yay.
to be the case. People aren't fighting me on the concept. In fact, we just bought a juicer for our neighbor, and we're going to start having juice parties. And I know that all sounds very extreme, but it's a lot of fun, and we have a great time.
Please extend an invitation to me. I'd love to come to my first juice party.
Absolutely. I think that would be wonderful.
That would be excellent.
Absolutely. And to also add on to what you're saying, when I was in college, after I would get done with the final, I would reward myself by going and getting a big 2-quart container of guava juice, which, to a college kid, that must be something that's good for you, right?
I thought you were talking about milk.
No, it was actually guava juice, and I loved it. I swear, when I drank it, it just changed the way I felt. Well, now fast forward years, and I read the ingredients. The number one ingredient on that that guava juice, which is Kern's guava juice, was high fructose corn syrup. So the change that was happening in my
Yes.
body was a sugar rush. It wasn't actually
Yes.
anything that was healthy for me. So now I have actual whole guavas. So that's the difference, you know, in a difference in the way that we eat as we get older. We kind of get more educated.
Well, that's such a great example, because a health coach will also, help you to really pay more attention to the labels. So labels can say natural and healthy, and you have to
You
really read
can't
those
beat
ingredients.
it when you do it yourself.
Yes.
When you juice your own stuff.
When you buy
You
the
know
ingredients,
exactly.
you have the control over what you're putting into your body.
Exactly.
That's important. So we were talking about a juice that could potentially lower, even before I give the juice recipe, I wanted to give some statistics. Some research-based evidence that the DASH diet, which is DASH, a lot of people have heard of it, it's very popular. It stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. Their research has shown that within 2 weeks to 3 months, depending on the individual, they have either lowered their blood pressure or reversed it completely.
Amazing. See, this is why we bring you on the show.
I have seen, because I have gone to a raw food retreat where people were on high blood pressure medication, were taking even insulin for diabetes, and following the raw food program, which is a detox, a combination of juices and salads, and but with high protein in the salads. Some people came off their insulin. They were monitoring it, so they could gradually reduce it, and many people were letting go of their blood pressure medication. Now, if I work with someone ethically, if you are on blood pressure medication, I want to work in conjunction with your doctor, because the doctor is the one that he's in the traditional medical field, and he has the legal license to prescribe medication. So the only safe way to really reduce medication is to have whatever tests your doctor works with your protocol to ensure that you are safely reducing your medication. That is the way that I would work. Now, getting back to that wonderful juice recipe that you're
waiting.
all waiting for, and if you have a juicer, write this list down. One is, and I did get this from, there is a book which I think is fabulous. It's called Juice Alive, and I can't tell you the author, but if you do Amazon.com, Juice Alive, they've done so much research. So they have quite a few juice recipes for almost every condition you can imagine.
Great.
And they will recommend taking the juice 1 or 2 times a day.
Okay.
And I have been very successful with some conditions that, maybe a skin condition or a candida outbreak or something like that. I
Amazing.
highly recommend this book. So one of their recipes that they recommend is taking 3 medium carrots, 1 medium cucumber, 1/4 of a bunch of parsley, and 1/4 of a head of lettuce. I like romaine, it has a lot of good nutrition in it, and 1 to 2 garlic cloves. Now, what does this have for you? Why would this be good? So the carrots, research has shown that it's a rich source of antioxidants, particularly the orange ones, that's the beta-carotene. We know that there are purple and white carrots out there too, but they were the ones that were found to be the most risk-reducing food for cardiovascular disease. And that's why we want to lower or reverse our high blood pressure, because it can lead to stroke or cardiovascular disease or other diseases. It's also a very good source of potassium, and if you remember, we're looking for foods that increase potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Cucumber has a very high lignin content, and it's antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. So when we're dealing with any imbalance or dis-ease in our body, we want everything that's going to bring down any inflammation so that we can balance that pH that's out of balance.
With the peel? Cucumbers with the peel
Yes,
or no?
with the peel if it's organic. If it's not organic, you have to take
Then
the
it may
peel
have
off.
the pesticides
You have to
in
take the
it.
peel off. It was also a good source of potassium and magnesium. So now we know that carrots are a good source of potassium. Really, they should be eaten daily in whatever forms you can take that in. We know that cucumber is a good form of potassium and magnesium. And the parsley is also, in addition, a good protection against rheumatoid arthritis and also inhibits tumor formation. So there's so many, I mean, again, this is, your food is your medicine. And the romaine lettuce is also a very good source of potassium and magnesium. So in this one drink, you don't have to go to supplements. I'm not a big proponent of supplements. I'm not going to say that, you know, if your practitioner, whether it's a holistic practitioner or a medical doctor, promotes supplements, then and you feel from the inside that that is the right advice, go for it. My health coaching is, I'm saying you can get it from your food.
I think Dr. Lee agrees wholeheartedly.
Completely, yes.
When we come back from break, we're going to be giving you the health tip of the day, and we'll also be giving you some other good advice about how to eat and covering a few other things that just might save your life. So don't go away. We'll be right back after the break. This is Kurt Wilhelm, the co-host of Ageless Living here on Voice America World Talk Radio, and
This is Dr. Tong Lee. We'll be back.